Those of you that are young in the business, I wanted to share, because it says drive here. I was in Weyburn, Saskatchewan, small little town, and I had moved to Sherwood Park for sports, and then I met my wife in grade 12, and then it was a tradition in my family to take over the family farm in Saskatchewan. So then I moved back to Weyburn, and when I was younger, my dad had taken me into the car dealership that he had bought all his cars from. And so when I was 13 or 14, that dealership hired me in the detail department, and I also was in the lube pit. It was Barbara Motors. So, and Mel actually, I got to know him very well, and he actually gave the toast at my wedding. So he really helped develop me early in my career. But the story was, so I ended up doing oil changes, just like the guys, the lube guys, and then I ended up wash bay. So when I moved back when I was 18 and then got married at 19, I was farming, but during the off season when you're not seeding and you're not harvesting, I thought I'd be a good salesman, because I always remember, just like Taryn, looks pretty easy from the outside sometimes, doesn't it, Taryn? But it's not that easy, as we all know. But anyway, I thought, wow, I can be like Jim Beal, I can be like Dennis Chirpin, I can be like all these guys. There were 6 or 7 salesmen that had been selling cars for a long time, and I thought, I can do that. So I went into the dealership, obviously without my dad this time, because now I was 19. But I went to the dealership, and I wanted to see Mel. A couple salesmen greeted me really quick, and then the GSM came over. He goes, "What's it regarding?" I handle stuff for him, and he said, I said, "Well, I want to be a salesperson." I talked to Mel a long time ago when I was 15, 16, told him what I wanted. He said, "Whenever you get out of school, come and see me. I'll give you a chance as a salesperson." Dennis said, "Hey, listen, we've got a full floor right now. We got 6 salesmen." You know, he looked at me at 19. I was really wet behind the ears. All of the other guys were 35, 40, 45, 50 years old. They had been selling cars 6, 7, 10 years, right? So I was pretty much a duck out of water at that point. So he said, I don't know if Mel's coming in. It might be later this afternoon. I said, "That's okay, I'll wait." So I went into the lounge and I waited all day. Okay, sat there. There was no cell phone, so didn't get to Instagram or do all the things. I sat in the waiting area because I wanted to be a salesperson. I really felt that I'd be good at it. I waited that full day. He came and seen me at 4 o'clock and said, "I just got off the phone with Mel. He wanted me to tell you we don't have any spots. Plus, he isn't coming in today." I said, "Will he be in tomorrow?" And he said, "Yes, I think he's going to be in the morning." "Okay, no problem. I would like to have a conversation with him." Came back the next morning at 9 o'clock. The next morning was a Saturday. Got there, 8:45. Mel Barber doesn't come in. I wait. Dennis came up to me and said, "Hey, I don't know if Mel's coming in this morning. I already talked to him again today, and he assured me that there's no open spots on the floor. So we're not going to be able to hire you as a salesperson." I said, "That's okay. Is he coming in today?" And he said, "Yes, he is. I'm not sure when." I said, "That's okay. I'll wait." I waited. Finally, Dennis came up to me and said, "Mel's on the phone. He wants to talk to you." I got on the phone with Mel and said, "Hey, John. Hey, listen, I know you've been waiting for me. I'm not sure when I'm coming in, but we don't have a salesman job for you." I said, "I'll wait for you. When are you going to get here?" He goes, "Like I said, I don't know." I said, "That's okay." Anyway, I waited. He came in about 2 hours later, went over to the things, gave me the proper handshake, took me in to his office and said, "Wow, buddy, you've been sitting there in the waiting area for 2 days. You've been told 4 or 5 times that we ain't going to hire you as a salesperson. You're a nice guy. I know you're a hard worker, but I just don't have a spot for you." And I said to him at that point, I said, "Mel, I understand that, but what do you have to lose?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "What do you have to lose if you give me an opportunity on the sales floor?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, how about this? How about you hire me today, and if 30 days you still don't feel that way, I'll leave, we'll shake hands, and you'll never have to talk to me again." And he said, "I don't have an office for you, I don't have this and that." I said, "What have you got to lose by giving me an opportunity?" And then I got a little cocky because I've always had a little bit of confidence. I said, "I will sell 10 cars my first month." He started laughing. He goes, "Ha, you'll never sell 10 your first month." I said, "I think I can sell 10. I'll do whatever it takes to sell 10 cars my first month." And so he said, "Give me a minute, go back to the waiting area." And then he called in Dennis Lizick, the sales manager, and they were talking for about 10 or 15 minutes. And he came back in and said, "Listen, you're very determined." You see determination somewhere here? Determination, dedication, courage, hustle, focus, drive, risk. How many of those did I go through to try and get this job? They came back in and said, "Hey, listen, here's what we'll do. We're going to give you a shot as a salesperson, but we're going to hold you to the 10 cars. You said you could sell 10, so at the end of the month, if you don't sell 10, I don't have a spot for you. You'd just be basically, taking from my other guys, and we don't want to flood the floor, and they've been with me a long time. And I said, okay, so if I sell 10, I get to stay on? He said, yeah. Started to work Monday, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. About 10 days went by, and I had only sold 2 cars. So now I'm really starting to get on edge. I'm like, oh boy, I don't have a job in 2 weeks. I just got married. Started to feel a little bit of stress. He came up to me and said, John, I'm going on vacation. I'll tell you, I wanted to take the edge off. You've shown me that you're pretty determined. I'm going to keep you on no matter what. You don't have to sell the 10. I can see that you're going to be really focused. But I'll tell you what we will do. If you sell 10, I'm going to double your commissions up for that month. For the rest, if you sell 10 between now and the 2 weeks, I will double what your normal commissions would be. I'm going to keep you on. The guys like you. Relief of me getting fired at the end of the month went away. So I think that might have been a little bit of the problem. I was just too on edge of trying to hit a goal. He ended up going on vacation. I figured out really quickly on that everybody wanted to deal with Mel that was buying cars during that first week. And I figured out that all the other salesmen left at 10:30 to go for coffee. They all left, and the dealership was like a morgue. How do I hit my goal? I'm not going to go for coffee like everybody else at 10:30. There's an opportunity there. I'd be the only guy in the store. And then secondly, how do I get a piece of Mel's business that everyone wants to deal with the owner? So what I did is, and it was usually around lunchtime and it was usually around coffee time, because people would come, the businesses would come on their breaks and the businesses would come on their lunch breaks. So I didn't go for a coffee break and I didn't go for a lunch break. Well, guess what happened? These guys would come in, all the other salesmen would be gone. I'd go up and say, hey, my name is John Cott. Mel's tied up on the phone. He asked me to get started with you. They go, oh yeah, well, I talked to him earlier. We want to look at a new Cadillac. I said, okay, well, why don't I grab the keys, bring it up to the door for you, and get you started, and obviously you'll be doing the numbers with Mel. Mel gets off the phone, he sees his customer, he sees with me, walks out. He was 6'6", he was a big guy. Comes out and he goes, what's going on here? I said, oh, nothing, Mel. I thought I'd get started, thought I'd help you with the deal, I went ahead and took them for a test drive, showed them all the features and benefits, and they just want to go over the numbers with you. They said they'd take it. I was the king of house deals, guys, for that. I figured out how to help the owner sell more cars, and guess what happened in the end of the 2 weeks? I ended up hitting the 10 cars. Mel went on a vacation. He came back. I was waiting for him like a big proud peacock. Said, can I see you? I hit my 10. You owe me double the commission.